Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate all of you so very much. Today I am doing a tag that I thought would be interesting since I don't typically dabble in this area, so I thought that maybe some of you might enjoy it. And it is the drugstore or affordable makeup tag. This is a tag that I have seen Jen Phelps do, as well as Mandy Lee, and I will go ahead and link those two channels down in my description box for you. It's an area of makeup that I am told time and time again that people wished they knew my opinions more so on these items, because it's affordable makeup and a lot of people are not in the market for, you know, prestige or luxury brands these days. And not that I dabble entirely in prestige or luxury makeup, but a good majority of my collection is more on the high maintenance end. So we're going to talk a little bit about affordable makeup today. If you guys are unfamiliar with this tag, I'm gonna go ahead and familiarize you with it. But also, as I said, Jen Phelps and Mandy Lee have both done this tag in the past, as well as I'm sure some other content creators. So I will go ahead and list everybody I can find down in the description box for you. But this has 14 prompts and it's all about drugstore or affordable makeup. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please stay tuned. So the first prompt is, if you could use one drugstore or affordable brand only, which would it be? Note that I did go more the affordable route, so that makeup out there that is on the drugstore side of, say, Ulta, because it's a little more affordable than, say, a $45 Too Faced palette. So if you could only use one affordable brand, which one would it be? And I did put Juvia's Place. They have, I think, everything but, say, mascara. I could not wear mascara some days. I forget to wear mascara. So there's that. And with all the stuff that they continue to come out with, I have to imagine mascara is somewhere on their radar. They have really great base products, but I am also a huge fan of their eyeshadows. So I have to have a company that I like. The majority of everything that I put on my face has to be something that they offer, and Juvia's Place would be the brand for me. They have the majority of everything I put on my face. Even their eyeshadows I could use as blushes and bronzers, even if they didn't have those in their lineup. They're just an overall really great brand, and I think if the only thing that they don't have that I would need is mascara, I could probably do without mascara. And like I said, I have to imagine it's somewhere on their lineup. Coming soon, maybe. Someday, soon. Prompt number 2 is, what's the most underrated drugstore or affordable brand? And I did put Hard Candy. Here's the thing though, like I said, don't know a whole lot about these brands. What I knew about Hard Candy is that they do have phenomenal color correctors. They also have a primer that I think gives the Milk Makeup Hydra Grip a run for its money. They also have lip glosses and lipsticks that are really great, honestly. When it comes to drugstore brands or, you know, affordable brands that I think don't have all the accolades that they should, it would be Hard Candy. I think that they have some standout phenomenal products. I have to be honest, like, this is a prompt that I didn't really know where to go with, because I feel like there's a lot of drugstore brands that are really phenomenal and aren't getting the kudos that they deserve. I think Revlon's one of them. I think Hard Candy's one of them. The big name drugstore brands are going to be like Wet n Wild and L'Oreal and Elf, and I think that they get all the credit that they deserve and then some. You hardly ever hear anything about Revlon. You hardly ever hear anything about Hard Candy. I never hear anything about Hard Candy. As a matter of fact, I think I was watching a Kelly Gooch video recently and she talked about Hard Candy, and I was shocked because you never hear about Hard Candy. Their eyeshadows even aren't that bad. I mean, they're not the best, but they have some really great powders. Prompt number 3 is, what's the most overrated brand? Morphe. Y'all, their eyeshadows are not good. Their eyeshadows are not that good. Here's the thing. They go on really easily. They do have super great pigmentation when you first put them on. I think that they're great for beginners because you're getting 900 shadows in one palette, and anything you might need might land in that one palette. But their eyeshadows just don't last that long. They're just cotton socks is what they are. They are an easy formulation that is what it is. I do have some things that I do like from Morphe. I love their eyebrow pencil. I like their continuous setting mist. I just don't think anything lasts on my face. Every single time I put like a product of theirs on my face, it doesn't seem to last. Their foundation is awful. I mean, that's what I have to say about that. Makeup Revolution. Makeup Revolution is a brand that gets way too much hype because they've got, number one, how many freaking brands under one umbrella, and number two, their cutesy packaging that everybody buys into. I have to be honest, every single time I pick up anything from Makeup Revolution, I am pissed at myself for doing so. Like, how did you get sucked into this? They're awful. They're so powdery and so awful. And pigmentation, like with Morphe, does not stick around. Anybody who tells you it's amazing is lying to you. I shouldn't say that. Maybe they truly feel like it is amazing quality, but it's just not. And again, why do we need 5 different brands under this one umbrella? I just don't understand that. You got to make all the coin in the world, so you've got to take over the entirety of the, you know, affordable makeup aisles. I just don't understand it, I guess. What's your favorite drugstore product under $5? Hands down, Essence Lash Princess Mascara. Best mascara ever. And it's so inexpensive. It's like, when I first started buying it, I think it was like $2.99 or $3.99, something like that. I think it's still under $5. I hope it's still under $5, otherwise I'm lying to you. But yeah, Essence Lash Princess Mascara is bar none best mascara ever. And I've spent some coin on some mascaras. Prompt number 5. What's the hidden gem that no one talks about? So I have this eye primer by Profusion. It's the Profusion No Budge eyeshadow primer. My aunt got it for me. I'm not even sure where she got it, but this eye primer is so good. I put it on this morning. It really blinks out anything, you know, underneath it. So it's going to help you with any discoloration like that you have in your eyes. It's right there, but it's also super skin toned, so it's hard to find. So it is right here on my hand, and it really nails down your eyeshadow. Like, I've had this eyeshadow on my face now for about 8 hours and it has gone nowhere. I am just shocked at this eyeshadow primer. I really do love this eyeshadow primer, and I don't know even how to get a hold of this because my aunt got it for me. The other thing that I would say would be the LA Girl Shockwave eyeliners. I have every single color of them. They are so amazing in your waterline. They go absolutely nowhere. You have, you know, plenty of time to like really smudge them out on your under eye. They're so pigmented and so great for a pencil, for a waterline pencil. And like the pigmentation of them is just beyond words. So like these two colors are a little more pastel-y in nature, right? We have kind of a lavender and kind of like an aqua blue. What? Like, I can't even. These are so nice and creamy. There's no tugging, nothing. Like, they just go on so smoothly. And they're $2.99. Like, I would pay $25 for one of those pencils. Like, I have paid the $20 that like Urban Decay wants for their pencils. I would venture to say that those are better than the 24/7s by Urban Decay. I would almost venture to say they're even better than my Smashbox Always On, which is my holy grail. Prompt number 6, what's your favorite foundation? So my favorite foundation at the drugstore is something rather new to my collection, but I'm telling you, It's new to my collection within the last like 6 months. My friend JC got it for me in the buyer or subscriber buys my makeup video that I'll link up in the cards. It's the L'Oreal Freshwear, the Infallible Freshwear. Hands down, I don't know how many people I've recommended that foundation to over the last 6 months because it is just so beautiful and so comfortable on the skin. If you are into a medium buildable coverage, I would say light to medium buildable coverage, really beautiful on your skin, kind of dewy but not, if that makes any sense, and is really lovely to your skin so it doesn't cause any kind of like backlash. I used it up. It's not the first foundation I've finished, but it's the first foundation I've finished in the amount of time that I finished it in. And that might say something about the size of it, although I do think it does have the 1 ounce of product that's pretty typical for foundations. But I finished it so quickly. I couldn't put it down. I couldn't stop wearing it. I loved how it looked on my face. Prompt number 7 is, what products do you tend to buy more from the drugstore versus high-end? So I would say that a long time ago, I made a decision not to spend my money on certain makeup products in the high-end section. Like, I feel like for the most part, an eyeliner is an eyeliner-ish. Brow pencil is a brow pencil. Lip liner is a lip liner. To some extent. Over the years, I have since determined that that's not necessarily the case all the time, but I do typically buy like lip liners, brow pencils, eyeliners, and mascaras more from the drugstore than I do from luxury or prestige brands, just because you go through them so quickly, and they're not something that, because I go through them so quickly, they're a product I wear every single day. Because I go through them so quickly, I don't want to spend $25 on them every, month, every 3 months, every whatever it takes. A brow pencil typically takes me about 3 months to finish. A mascara you're supposed to throw away after 3 months of use. And even the sample size ones, the deluxe sample size ones, are $15. Well, I'd rather spend $5. What I would say though is there are some, better versions of an eyeliner and better versions of a brow pencil. You just have to find the ones. You want to find something like a formulation that you like, and then find that formulation in the drugstore options. There's just so much in the drugstore that is worth it. Honestly, mascaras, eyeliners, lip liners, those are some of those. The next prompt is, what drugstore brand do you think is overpriced? It's going to be Physicians Formula or even Pixi. I think I have 2 on here. So Physicians Formula is so overpriced. I think that a lot of the stuff that they have, well, some, not a lot. Some of the stuff that they have is good. I love their bronzer. I think everybody on the planet loves their bronzer. It's an amazing bronzer. And it lasts forever. So it's worth it. It took me 3 years to pan that bronzer. Also, the packaging is shit. So they could put it into a littler packaging, discard the stupid brush that nobody uses anyways, and everybody would be super happy with it. Nobody would complain that that stupid package was half the size as it was initially, girthy wise. Don't mess with the pan. Keeps pan the same size. But like I think if they got rid of half, 50% of their packaging, they would be perfectly fine, and they could lower the price point quite a bit and still be making money. I think that their price point is ridiculous. On that note, I think that Pixi's price point is ridiculous as well, but I haven't tried a whole lot of Pixi. What I have tried of Pixi I've actually liked, but they're not a product that I search out for or purchase. Their palettes are a little bit boring and bland to me. I have seen some stuff by Pixi that I think is beautiful, but with that being said, Pixi is nowhere near me. I don't live anywhere near a Target, and that's the only place that I know of that you can actually pick it up. The only Pixi I've tried is the Pixi that comes in my Ipsies, and I have to tell you, I don't think that they're their best products. there's that. I think that they're a little bit overpriced too, but I haven't tried them like I have Physicians Formula. Number 9, what's your favorite drugstore dupe? So my favorite drugstore dupe is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, which is a dupe for the Tatcha Putty Primer. The only thing that this is my second one of these guys. The only thing that I would say is, like, not so much duping it, is that this isn't the exact same. It doesn't smell anything like the Tatcha stuff, but it does work quite well, and it works a lot like that. Another one that I would say is a good dupe for high-end would be the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer. This is a 12-hour makeup grip primer, and it 100% dupes the vibes of the Milk Hydro Grip. Number 10, what's your best drugstore eyeshadow formula? And I have, so y'all know I love Juvia's Place. That would be my most affordable, or my favorite affordable eyeshadow formula overall. I've loved it for years. Another one that I think is really great is BH Cosmetics. That is one that's recent to my collection, a recent love of mine, but that's another one that I think is great. So my favorite affordable eyeshadow formulas are going to be that from BH Cosmetics and Juvia's Place. I do think also I have a top 5 eyeshadow formula video that just went out, I think last week or maybe the beginning of this week, that talks about my top 5 eyeshadow formulas, and I do know that Juvia's Place and BH Cosmetics were on there. I think BH Cosmetics was listed as a honorable mention because it's not one that I am super familiar with, but hands down those two formulas, best drugstore or affordable eyeshadow formula ever. Prompt number 11 is, what's the worst drugstore eyeshadow formula? And I would have to say NYX. As bad as that is, like, e.l.f. has their bite-sized palettes, so they redeemed themselves in my eyes, because up until this point I would have maybe said e.l.f. was the worst drugstore eyeshadow formula, but NYX has not made anything eyeshadow formulation wise that I have liked. I have tried many of their palettes. As a matter of fact, I've decluttered every single NYX eyeshadow formula palette that I have, many of them throughout my palette roulette series, but I do have, you know, I think a couple more that were in my collection that will be part of my palette collection declutter that you'll see, I believe, next week. NYX is just not awesome. Like, they were talked about and raved about for so long, and I just don't think that there's any reason for it when it comes to their eyeshadow formulations. They're just not great. I had the NYX Brights, not bright, they're horrible shadows and super fallout prone, super pigmented, that lasts about I don't know, 5 minutes. They're just not great. Number 12, drugstore brand that you used to love but aren't crazy about anymore. Probably Morphe would be that. And I think really it stems down to what I said at the beginning when I was talking to them about being the most overrated makeup brand. They're really great for beginners. And they're really great for people who maybe don't know how to blend 100% of the time. They're really great for people who want a makeup look that's going to last for just a few hours, like party going makeup. They're really great for somebody to, you know, utilize to build their collection up in a rapid way and a really low price point. They're really great for a lot of reasons, and that's why I loved them in the beginning, because I was trying to get all these, and I was looking at these giant palettes full of all these beautiful colors thinking, oh, those are awesome. They're really great for, you know, helping out or collabing with people, and if those people are somebody who you really like, then they're really great for having something for you. I think when it comes down to it, they're just not amazing products. I you know, and I've tried everything from concealer and foundation to brushes to eyeshadows and whatnot. They're not a brand that I have completely written off, but they're a brand that I hardly ever buy anything from anymore because I just find them so cotton socks. Like I said earlier, like I know that there's better textures out there. I know that there's better formulas out there. I know that there's better mattes out there. I know that just I'd rather spend my coin somewhere else. 13, drugstore brand you didn't expect to like, but it totally wowed you. There's only one that I can really think of, and it is Sleek. So Sleek is actually a makeup brand that was carried at Ulta for a short time. I think we still have some of their stuff online, but I did a palette roulette using this palette, and I was floored at the pigmentation in this palette. I was floored at how well this palette worked. I was floored at just everything about this palette. The longevity of the shadows, the pigmentation of the shadows. I did not expect to like this. And with that said, it reminds me just a little bit of Makeup Revolution because these pan sizes are like the size of a dime. So I didn't expect a whole lot, and it comes with one of those little foam like eyeshadow applicators, you know, the ones that you purchase for like $1 for 50. So I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. I loved this palette. Another one might be BH Cosmetics, but I have BH Cosmetics all over in this. So there's that. Number 14, favorite affordable eyeshadow palette right now would have to be my BH Cosmetics Avocado Toast. Now you see why I didn't want to put BH Cosmetics in the previous one. The BH Cosmetics Avocado Toast palette, you know, I just did a palette roulette on it. I will link it up in the cards. You guys, if you do not have the Avocado Toast palette, you need to go get it. I continue to be on the search for the Blueberry Muffin palette too because the Avocado Toast was so good. I want also the Blueberry Muffin palette, and you know, Angelica Nyquist told me that we needed to have it. So there's that. So with that being said, that is the end of this tag. I do encourage you, if you are a YouTuber, to do this tag. I would love to come watch it and support your channel. I will have all the questions down in my description box for you, along with the people that I saw do this tag, so that you guys can go watch them do this tag as well. I had a lot of fun doing this, and the biggest thing that it did for me is really made me think hard about the makeup in my collection and that I have used, because again, I'm not a huge affordable makeup brand kind of person, so I haven't really dabbled in a whole lot, but what I have dabbled in, I've either really loved or really hated. So when we think about drugstore makeup, we don't often think about places like ColourPop or Juvia's Place or, you know, Morphe, but truth be told, those are on the affordable end. Those are considered mass and drugstore options. I hope that this gives you some idea of those drugstore items that I do appreciate in my collection, and give you some indication that I actually do dabble in drugstore makeup just a little bit more than I think I present online. I hope that this finds you well. And I hope that December is treating you well. I hope that you guys are ready for the holiday that's just about, I don't know, 7 days away, 6 days away, something like that. And I am thanking Jesus right now that we aren't celebrating until after the holiday. We're actually not doing gift exchange in my house until January 1st because our kids are all being dispersed out to other parents and whatnot. So when it dawned on me the other day that Christmas was a week away, I about had a panic attack because I'm not even close to done yet with most of my 6 kids. What do you buy a 14-year-old boy? Like, give me some ideas, guys, because those boys are the hardest people to shop for, and we have 3 of them. So there's that. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you liked it enough that you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here. It tells YouTube that there are people out there liking our videos, and maybe gives them some indication that they need to push it out to other people to see. helps our channels grow. I also hope that you liked it, or me, or my answers, enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel before you go. Both of which are totally free to do, and I would love to have you along for this crazy midlife crisis of mine and amazing YouTube family. If you do subscribe to my channel, please don't forget to hit that notification bell. When it's not Vlogmas, I do upload content 3 to 4 times a week, depending on the week. All kinds of different content coming at you. And I would hate for you to miss anything. I would hate to not show up in your feed. I hope that December is treating you all well. It's almost over. We're almost to 2021. Isn't it crazy how slow but yet fast this year went by? I think it's just phenomenal to me that it is almost January 1st. It's crazy sauce. I hope that you are all wearing your masks when you're out there in public, if for no other reason but to keep yourself safe. I would hate to find out that y'all came down sick, and God knows when there's somebody out there running amok, carrying around his germs and spreading them around to everybody. I don't want that to be you. So please stay safe out there, you guys. Please stay well. Please love each other, but love each other from afar. And until next time. Bye, guys.